Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm going to work on my little inspiration piece here. I am going to change something though. I decided that I didn't really like, move things out of the way. I didn't prepare. I want these to show up more. These being the little stamen-like things coming out. So I want to change that. Bear with me because I've got several things going at once and my brain is sort of all over the place and I didn't prepare before turning the camera on. I made the omission. Admission. Okay. Let's get these knots out of here without cutting fabric. I hope this finds everybody doing well. I've been thinking about this piece for days now. It's been days since I picked it up. And I didn't do anything with it that I plan on doing everything on camera unless I decide to do a bunch of little like seed stitches or something. And that would just be, you know, not fair to you all. So I am, oh, there's the whole thread. I did not have a needle here. Let's see. I get distracted easily. If you know me, you take me as I am. Because, yeah, I'm kind of all over the place some days, and that's okay. It's okay. It's me. I don't want to be anyone else. I just want to be me. All right. Let's see. Yep. Freed that up. I want to and I want the pretty side to show. So I'm going to put the Suffolk puff, yo-yo, whatever you won't like to call it. I'm putting it essentially upside down. Okay, now, as I said, I did not prepare, so I'm going to be throwing stuff everywhere. I want something pretty from my box. I love this thread. That's not even, yeah, it is. So I'm going to use this. It's an Eleganza Wonderfill size 8 pearl cotton EZM 1018. And I really like it a lot. So I'm going to, that's not, that is not this thread. That's a little light. I wanted something more striking. So I'm not going to use that on this part because I want something more, I want it to show better. That's too dark. Let's see. Tryouts here. That's not that one. Okay. Have I not used this one? I have not. I see the beginning. I like that one. I'm going to use that one. So scratch what I was going to use. This is EZM 1014. Still Wonderfill. And my goodness, I have nothing over here because I was using my desk to paint on. So that video is yet to come. Let me grab the things I need, like my needles. Kind of important here. Did I ask you if you were well? I hope you'll pull up a project. If you're going to experiment as well and see what you're capable of, which is what I'm trying to do here, I hope you will join in. Excuse the state of my hands. I did not put lotion on because if I put it on before I start stitching, well, you know, then it's just a bigger mess. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to make pistol stitches. I think I'm going to use a different color in the knot for these. So I'm just going to make some various straight stitches to sort of tack this down, and then I can have some fun with it. Some of them are going to be shorter than others. This one I'm going right up. I think I'm close enough. I'm trying to hold my hands in the right spot for you to see and me not to. If I anchor my left hand, I should be okay. Now I'm going to come across here because I'm looking for the variation in the variegated thread as well. So I want to spread out. I don't think I'm going to have a big enough variation of color change here, but that's okay. I literally packed this in a project box. Oh, look, that is a nice variation in the color. And have been working on it in my head, but not in my hands. So, I did decide to make a change on this. I think I'm going to make this one short. So this is going, these stitches are going to act as sort of anchor stitches for the center and for some of these petals out here as we're playing with those. And no, stamens probably wouldn't be spread out like this all over the place. No, I'm not trying to copy exactly the inspiration piece that I found on Pinterest. I'm just using that as inspiration. I'm not trying to take anyone's business away. I found the inspiration and I just really want to give these a try. Oh, what is that? It was something from somewhere, but it wasn't mine. Way too dark for mine. So I've been busy this week. I can't believe it's Wednesday afternoon already. I don't know where the weeks are going. They are totally, it's baffling me how fast they're going by. Which is a good thing in one way, because I'm waiting for something the beginning of April, and not so good in another way because I just don't know what's happening to the days. I mean, the time change happened. Happy, standard time or whatever we're on, Eastern Daylight Savings Time. I can't keep them straight. I don't know what they are. We moved the clocks ahead an hour. If you live in a state or a country that you don't have to do that, hey, how lovely for you. We, on the other hand, have to do it. Well, not every state in the U.S. does it, but all right, I guess that's enough. I'm not very tacked down, but that's enough of those. And then I want to, I'm just going to pick up a couple of threads. This fabric is so nice to work on. It's thicker than muslin. It's sort of the same color as unbleached muslin. I think it's called Ossenberg, something along that line. If you are really interested, I can look it up for you. It's in my book of notes that I took when I went to the dye class last year. And I was supposed to take that dye class again this year, but I have decided to not do that. I have canceled it. It was supposed to be, I think, the 19th of April, but I have decided not to go. So that is part of that pin there. All right. Now, I feel like some of this needs to come over here. and tuck under. Okay. And I'm going to pin some of this here. I think what I'm going to do is do my tacking stitches now. I think the rest of it will be too hard to work on if I don't do that. So I want, what do I want? I want, I think, because a lot of my petals are sort of white, off-white. It's almost got a, now see, in the box it didn't look like it had a green tinge to it, but it really looks a little like it has a green tinge to it to me. I just love color so much that I don't know if I don't want to do a color. Do I want to do a color? I think I'm going to do a very light blue. Okay, let's do that. This almost reminds me of snow. This very light color. I'm not going to use that short piece just because then I have to rethread my needle a bunch of times and I don't want to make you suffer through that. So I think, do I want 3? I'll do 3. Because it's a very light color, I think I'll do 3 strands. So if you're playing along and joining in on this little excursion of testing our boundaries on, you know, getting out of our boxes of just doing the same thing over and over again, let me know. I did have one person, I believe, in the first video say she was going to join in, which is really exciting, but I know I'm not the person that people join in on stuff with, so there is that. Now I am coming up on 3,000 subscribers. I think I have 51 more to go, I think, last I checked. And I have to think about what I'm going to do when I reach that number. I don't think I did anything when I reached 2,000. I think there was a lot going on in my life at the moment that I reached that, and I don't think I did anything. Didn't do, you know, a little thank you kind of thing. So if I reach 3,000, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have a lot to give away. I guess I could put a little package together. I don't have a lot of like special items as far as vintage or things like that. I don't have a lot of great fabrics, but I could find something to put together, I guess. So maybe we'll do that, or maybe I'll make something and it'll be something made. Handmade by Martha. But we'll see. That'll be something for a future video. It will not have it in the title. I never put it in the title. So, yeah. Too many scammers, spammers, and people who really don't ever comment or don't ever really watch. They just see that title and they want to, you know, either get information or they think they want to win and, you know, they don't really do anything with it or whatever. So this is not coming out the way I want it to, but I'm going to forge ahead because I think it's what I need to do. Now I know in the example, there's not a lot of stitching on these. So I am going to just, let's see. I think I'm not going to do every petal with the same color. One of the things I want to do is change it up. Whoa, get back where you belong. You just want to go play with the other lace, and you're not allowed. Sorry. You're just not allowed. I was thinking that when I'm done with this, it might be really pretty to put on the front of a tote bag, like that I use if I go to a market or if I go to, you know, okay, you need to come back inside and play nice over here. I think I need to put my pin back in. You think? If you go to a craft fair or anywhere that you want to carry a little tote bag, this would be really pretty to put on the front of that. Now, I didn't measure it out for that. So if that's the thought that I have to use this for, I have some blank canvas tote bags. So if I decided that's what I wanted to do, I would have to measure it out before I stitch any more on it. So yes, one of my future videos is going to be maybe, possibly, depending on how they come out, me painting threads with acrylic ink and acrylic paint. So that'll be interesting to see how that comes out. I don't have any Inktense pencils or sticks, and I don't have the ability to purchase those right now to dye threads with. I have dyed threads with RIT dye, which I don't know if you can get that overseas, but we can get it here in the States. Wasn't thrilled with the colors. The colors were okay. The depth of color was lacking. Okay. All right, I think that's all I'm going to use this light blue for. Oops, don't pull too tight. Tie off up here. So I wanted to see how these, I have 3 colors of acrylic ink, and I'm experimenting to see if that's an easier way to get some hand-dyed threads. I will tell you, it was interesting. All right, what other color would I like to use? Because I'd like to get these pins out of here. So that light blue is very faint, but that's okay because it's really not supposed to show from what I saw on the examples. But I am trying to do my own thing as well. I'm not trying to copy exactly. I'm trying to think of my own, what pleases me on this piece. So I think, let's see, what else do we have here? Do I want to throw some yellow in there? That's what I'm wondering. Gold. A brighter gold. That's really bright. I kind of like that first one. It's more of a, like these are more gold than yellow. That one's very subtle. That one's very dark. I think I have an idea for that one. I think I'm going to use this one. Let's give that a shot. Why don't we? Again, short threads. Won't torture you with that. And that's not where the thread begins. Alrighty. That's supposed to be wrapped in the bottom. Oops. Perfect. How many strands are you? I think because you're darker, this is 4 strands, so I'm just going to split it and maybe do something different. Needle, there it is, tipped over on its side. I tried to stab myself with a knife today. You know those plastic wraps that they shrink wrap around the top of a jar sometimes? Yeah, knife slipped. Luckily, I just scratched myself. Our weather has changed for the better, I will tell you that. It's going to get chilly again, so there's that. But anyway, I think what I'm going to do is do little tiny stitches in here. Not tiny, but shorter stitches. Oops. Yesterday and today we're in the 70s. Tomorrow is going to be darn close to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. But it's going to get cold again. Of course. Oops. Not cold, cold. Not winter cold. There is going to be one night that it's supposed to be like below like 27, I think it's going to get down to. So that'll be cold. But we had to turn the air conditioner on last night because it was just too warm and stuffy for me to go to sleep. I couldn't go night-night. Ow! Stabbing my hand underneath. So for me, this isn't all about fancy stitches, I guess. But if I decide to throw some in here, I'm not going to discount the thought. So there is that. I've been debating on whether to do the Roxy's Journal of Stitchery for the month of March. It is a housewife, which is basically a sewing kit. Most commonly done in a roll, and I'm not doing very good with directional stitching on this, so bear with me. I think I've mentioned in other videos that I don't especially need, I'm gonna zoom you out just a little bit, another needle book or whatever you want to call it. But I have a couple of ideas that would be a little different, and it wouldn't be maybe the traditional, but then that's kind of how I roll. I don't always do as, I don't follow the instructions to the T, let's put it that way. But hey, you know, if you're not a rebel once in a while and you don't kind of follow your own path, then all you're doing is following other people's paths. Sometimes you just have to be bold. All right. I think I like that. It's not horrible. Need a couple more over here. I like it. I'm going to go which way? I think I'll go over to this one and do the same. And yes, I'm carrying my thread across. Yes, I'm being bad. So what? Turn me into the sewing police. Oopsies. The stitching police. Okay. I'm thinking about that because I don't want to cover up that right there because I want to put a little knot around the tips of those. So I am sort of kind of trying to think about that as well. Oh my goodness. I've also been working on a couple other non-embroidery projects. So that's been fun. Kind of broke up my thoughts, my brain thoughts about it. So who likes the time change? Who doesn't? Let me know in the comments because, you know, different people are of different thoughts about it. I don't like having to change the time, but I think I actually struggle more with the time change in the fall and going back an hour than I do skipping the hour in the spring, losing the hour. So I know I'm probably the weird one, but I'm used to weird sleep patterns anyway. Like my body goes in a cycle and I might sleep really great for several nights in a row. And then I have nights where I can't sleep at all. And then I have nights where I sleep great for 6 hours and then I wake up. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess when it comes to me. I like that one. I think I did a good job on that one. I think that's my favorite so far. Okay. So tie this off. Again, I'm experimenting. I am trying to find my own style within this style of fabric collage, I want to call it. Applique, whatever you call it. Okay. Gosh, my hands are dry. Oh. Hold that thought. I forgot I have a box over here with other stuff in it I want to try. Not thrilling me. Okay. There's the other blue I used. Maybe... Next. Maybe I'll just go with a white. I think that's what I'll do. I just spotted my white, so why not? It must be the right thing to do. I said, I think I'll go with my white. All right, where did I put the needle? Why do I do this to myself? There it is. I said, I think I'll go with the white, and I looked down at a box that's on the floor with the spring project in it, and guess what was sitting right there? The white thread. I'd rather go with the flow and work it out and play with it. Oh yes, I like this on the blue. Yes, 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 please. Sorry, I'm really focusing here. Went really quiet, didn't I? I know you're not used to that. Corinne went so quiet the other day on, on one of her videos. I kept turning my sound up to see if I could hear her breathing. I'm so not used to you going quiet, Corinne. And then I just started laughing because you went so silent. Like that does not happen with you. Oh gosh, I depend on your chatter to keep me company, and I hope you're having a super time with Susanna. Oh my gosh, I'm like messing it up. Yep. It is sweltering in this room right now. I had to close the sliding door because it got so warm outside. And like I said, we turned the air conditioning on last night. And then when I woke up this morning, it was like 38 degrees outside and it was very chilly in the house because we turned the heat off and the AC on, but we only turned the AC on to get down to 71. So it was colder than that in the house, so nothing was running. We don't have one of those thermostats that you can switch, like set it for AC and heat at the same time. We had one in our old house. We don't have one of those here. So I got up, ran over to the thermostat, turned on the heat to 69, but now we need the air back on. Whew. But I forgot to do that before I started filming because I wanted to get filming because it's late in the afternoon. So I had to close my draperies it's like summer in here. It's so sweltering warm. Okay, let's do this one over here. And this one, I'm just going to do little stitches. I swear, little stitches. Oops. Unthreaded. It's okay. We'll get it. Oops. My hands. I haven't said this in a while, but they're moist. Sweating. Oh, Martha. Ay, ay, ay. Little tiny stitches, Martha. You said you were doing little stitches. These are not little stitches. All right, I have to stab. I can't do little stitches when I do, from the top. I can't. Little stitches don't happen when I do it from the top. Probably need a little smaller needle, but I was not being successful with what I wanted to do. I think I have blue stitches in here, but I also need to tack this down with so that the petals stay. So we'll just do that. We'll just do some tacking stitches. Oops, pulled too tight. My poor husband has to get an MRI. And the man is extremely anxious and claustrophobic. We've tried twice before to get MRIs for him. And the first time he didn't have any drugs on board, any calming drugs. And it didn't last but about 2 minutes. The second time he had drugs on board, but he didn't last much longer. and he had 2 Valiums in him, which, by the way, lasted the rest of the day. And it was like he was drunk. He kept getting the hiccups, and he was had the munchies. It was quite funny but annoying for me. And I literally had to stay with him the rest of the day because he would fall asleep. He would get the hiccups. He would fall asleep. He'd wake up. He'd want something to munch on. Then he would get the hiccups again. Oh, shoot. Get the hiccups again, then fall asleep again. This went on for like, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours. So I'm not looking forward to it. But he's looking forward to it even less. Now, I've had MRIs, so I can empathize with him. I don't like them either. But I don't take drugs beforehand. If I do, I take like a Benadryl, so I'm sleepy. He's going to go with the hard stuff. So, yeah. It's we're not looking forward to it, neither of us. So, they called today to set it up, and he's like, I think I'll get it in the end of April. I'm like, no, because I know you will cancel. Well, I want to go get PT first. No, you need to get this done and rule out the fact that the doctor thinks you might have something that could turn possibly serious. It's a muscle thing, spine thing. It's a spine thing. So potentially it could turn serious, which we don't want. And you have to catch it before it's too late. So, yeah, he's trying to put it off. Well, I'll try PT first. No, you're going to go get this done. So he tells the gal on the phone, this poor scheduler, he's asking her all these questions. I said, Tony, she's a scheduler. She doesn't know the answers. Just schedule the appointment for as soon as you can. So 6:30 on Tuesday, we have to be there. This coming Tuesday at 6:30 in the morning. Yeah. Which means we'll have to get up at like 5 a.m. for him to take his drug. So much fun getting old. Not. So, anyway, yeah. Keep us in your thoughts for Tuesday morning at 6:30 Eastern time, because the man is not happy about it. And in the past 3 years, he was supposed to get an MRI done, and for the same reasons. And he was supposed to, he kept scheduling it, and then he'd call back and reschedule it, and call back and reschedule it, and call back. Or no, I said, you can't do that anymore. Then the order, it's no good anymore because it's old. So I said, we're going to do this. You're a big boy. You're a brave man. You've faced a lot of things in your life. It's just a tube. So they are scheduling him for the open MRI. Ow. Oh, man. That's what I get for giggling at my husband. So he pulled it up on the computer before I came in here to do this video. And let me tell you what, MRIs, open MRIs, if he can't do that, I mean, he should be able to do that without drugs. It's a piece of cake. If the one that we are going to looks like the one that was on this video, I don't see why he couldn't do it. But he freaks himself out. The mind is a powerful thing, right? And so he's freaking himself out, but himself out, not hisself. And so he was a little upset with me for pushing it, but 49 years this June. I know the man in and out. And he doesn't know me as well, but he knows me pretty well. And when I had to go through stuff that I didn't want to do, he was like, you just have to do it. And I'm like, I know, but I'm a lot stronger that way than he is. I'm a Taurus, and I am hard-headed. I'm Irish. Just making sure I'm not bleeding where I stabbed myself. So yeah, I have all, now he's Italian, so he's stubborn, but he's also like, he freaks himself out really easily. Okay, I have this one over here to do, and then I'll be done. So I don't know if you're still with me, but we're going to do that last one, and then I'll be done with this part of it. Actually, I have one more thing I want to do in it, so I'll do that first, and I can do that last one off camera. Ow! Come on. Just go through the thread, please. Okay. I'll do this other thing first. I'm going to use the gold that I pulled out. This one that I said I had a plan for. Good Lord. Okay. I love blues and browns and golds together, so this should work well. Okay, so the one thing I wanted to do with this is I want to make my knots. I didn't think about that when I put that blue strand in there, but that's okay. We'll just cover it up. So this is only like 2 strands of thread, so I'm going to make my knot kind of wrap it around several times. I don't want it really big and bulky. I just want it to stand out enough. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, come over here to this one. Trying to get to the end of that thread. Come on, Martha. I get cramps in my hand at night from grasping with my left hand. Like I said, getting old is not fun. 49 years with the same man. Be 68 in May. He'll be 68 in April. I'm 68 in May. 49 years in June. And the best part about that story is we met on May 1st and got married on June 6th of the same year. So there is that. Right underneath is where the gathering of the yo-yo is, so it's a little tough to get this spot on there. So yes, we have been together a long time, but he was focused on his Army career and then after the Army career, and I was busy doing my thing. I had the dogs and I had horses, and yeah, we sort of did a lot of separate things, and now we're together 24/7. That's fun. Kind of like how fun watching this video was. If you're still here, thank you. Thank you very much. If you stuck this one out, hopefully you sped me up and put me on, 1.25 or even 1.5, or just turn the sound off. And just stitched away, who knows? Or just stitched away or made journals or did whatever you do. Well, I'm here. I do appreciate you being here, especially if you stuck it out. Comment below how many years I'll be married in June. If you stuck it out this long, then comment below. Let me see who's... Analytics tells me a lot of people shut me off early, which honestly, I don't blame you. I'm not near as fun or interesting as other people. One more, and then I'm going to say goodbye. I promise. But yeah, comment below how many years I've been married. See if who's listening to the end. Okay. All right. I got all of the dark blues. Well, that variegated blue, little stamen type things. I think I'm going to put a couple in the center too, these knots, if I can get it to go through the center. Oh yeah, that was easy. Kind of cover up where those threads cross. Put a few in there. I can't wait. Our daffodils are up. The forsythia is blooming like crazy. So there's a lot of yellow in the front right now, in the front of our house. And I wish we had a lilac bush. Lilac bushes are my absolute favorite plant in the whole world. But they're hard to grow. We had a couple at the farm, and they died in a really heavy snowstorm that we had. They weren't very full bushes. I don't know what happened, why they didn't fill out like they should have. And we bought some more, but then we sold the farm. And I would love to put 2 or 3 in my, like 1 in my front yard and 2 in the backyard, so I could see them bloom. But I haven't done enough research on planting them here in Virginia. When I was growing up in New York, my mother had rose bushes, beautiful rose bushes, and her name was Rose. And she had beautiful lilac bushes all around the yard. And Rochester, New York, is, they actually have a lilac festival every May in the spring. Their spring is a lot later than ours, but they have a festival, and they have a park full of lilac bushes. There are dark pink, there are, oops, well, that didn't work so well, did it? Somehow I got a loop there. There are dark pink, light pink, dark purple, lilac, light purple lilac colors. There are more colors than you would think of lilacs. And the smell. Now we went, got another loop. Gosh darn it. That didn't work out very well. We went a few years ago, and it was past the peak. We didn't go to the festival because we had dogs, and you weren't allowed to take the dogs to the festival, and we wouldn't leave them in our van unattended. So we haven't gone to the festival, but okay. All right, other than that one petal. But yeah, I would love to have lilacs here. All right, I might put a few more stitches in here. And then this one here, and this one, I may work on a little better. The others are, this one needs to be tacked down around the edges. I'm okay with that. I'm not unhappy with it. It originally started going this way. So there it is up close. Let me see if I can move. There. New phone, which means new camera angles, which means all kinds of stuff. So there it is. I'm happy with that. I don't know what I'm going to do next. It's going to be another flower with petals, other colors, probably over on the right side here, probably over here. And I'll probably do something down here and down here. So there might be 4 of these. So join in with me. Okay, and if you have a channel, link it below in the comments. Thanks for hanging with me. If you hung on this long, like I said, say in the comments how long I've been married. I mentioned it earlier. near the end of this video and let me know if you listened all the way through. Take care, everybody. Happy crafting. And thanks, as always, for being here. I appreciate it. Bye.